Okay, going live. There's no event as such. Let's start streaming right now. Today we'll talk about island architecture, rendering patterns. One part of the patterns.dev vanilla architecture. So yep. Is there a way I can share my screen? No. Start anyways, let's see. Okay. Island architecture. The island architecture encourages small, focused chunks of interactive within server-rendered web pages. The output of island is progressive enhanced HTML with more specificity around how to enhancement occurs. Rather than a single application being in control of full page rendering, there are multiple entry points. The scripts for these island architecture or interactivity can be delivered and iterated independently, allowing the rest of the page to just be static page. Loading and processing excess JavaScript can hurt performance. However, some degree of interactivity and JavaScript is often required. Even in primary static web pages, we have discussed variations of static rendering. The core principle of SSR is that the HTML is rendered on the server and shipped with necessary JavaScript to rehydrate it at client side. Rehydration is the process of regenerating the state of UI components on the client side after the server renders. And since hydration comes at a cost, each variation of SSR tries to optimize the rehydration process. The term island architecture was popularized by Katie Seiler Miller and Jason Myler to describe a paradigm that aims to reduce the volume of JavaScript and shipped in island of dynamic components. Most pages are combined of static and dynamic content. Usually a page consists of static content with sprinkles of interactive regions, that for example blog post, product pages, and typical bank account details page. Implementing island architecture borrows concepts from different sources and aims to combine them to optimize. Basically, static site generators like Jekyll and Hugo support rendering of static components. JavaScript framework also support isomorphic rendering. JSON post suggests the use of request ID callback. Frameworks, you have Marco is an open source framework. Astro is also a static site builder that can generate lightweight static HTML pages. Astro can also lazy load components depending on whether they become visible. We have included a sample implementation using Astro next year's post. The pros and cons. Island architecture combines idea from different rendering techniques. Cons would be performance. SEO. All static is rendered on server. Pages are SEO friendly. Despite the advantage, the concept is still in nascent stage. The limited support results in some disadvantages. The only option available to developers to implement Island are to use one of the few frameworks available or develop architecture yourself. Besides Jason's internal post, there is little discussion over on this idea. New framework claim to support island architecture make it difficult to filter the ones which will work for you. The architecture is not suitable for higher interactive pages like social media apps, which would probably require thousands of islands. The island architecture concept is relatively new but likely to gain speed due to its performance advantage. The under scope of use of SSR and rendering static content. For future reading, you could check island architecture on jasonformat.com. Then you have a dev tool link by Ryan Carnito, and yeah, that's it. I think Etsy's code base with the React is also a good source. That's it. And streaming.